Hey there, folks! If you're enjoying these stories, don't forget to follow the channel so you won't miss this or any future videos. And if you want to support us, please consider subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. It really helps us out. Mysterious cave carvings, aliens, gods, or something else? All over the world we've found strange cave carvings. Some say they're aliens, others think they're gods, or, maybe something else entirely. Let's start in Utah. Here, carved into red rock, are bizarre figures with no arms and deep hollow eyes. Some believe they represent gods, or maybe even beings from the sky. In a deep cave in Mexico, explorers claim they found ancient stones showing aliens trading corn with humans. And in the dark tunnels of South Africa, a species with chimp-sized brains may have created the oldest symbolic art ever discovered. These ancient cave markings suggest something surprising. An unexpectedly advanced level of knowledge. In Sego Canyon, Utah, there's an entire stretch of rock art dating back thousands of years, some over 8,000 years old. But these carvings don't show your typical hunters or animals. Instead, they feature tall, strange-looking figures with large, sunken eyes, no arms or legs, and sometimes what look like antennae coming out of their heads. Honestly, they look more like 1950s sci-fi robots than anything else. Naturally, this caught the attention of ancient alien enthusiasts. One of the most famous images is called the Holy Ghost panel, showing a tall central figure surrounded by smaller mysterious ones, making it clear the big figure is the main character. So, were the artists just imagining things, or did they see something they felt needed to be recorded? In Mexico, a team of explorers claim they found solid evidence of ancient contact with extraterrestrials. While digging in caves between Veracruz and Puebla, they uncovered what they call first contact stones, artifacts carved with beings that have large oval eyes and elongated heads. One even shows what looks like an alien handing an ear of corn to a human ruler. The team believes this could be undeniable proof of ancient alien visitors. Local legends even speak of a mysterious ship hidden in the area since ancient times. But Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History hasn't officially investigated the site, saying it doesn't fall under traditional archaeology. If they ever did accept it, it would mean acknowledging something many still think is impossible: life beyond Earth. In South Africa's Rising Star cave system, so deep that you have to crawl through pitch-black tunnels to reach it, archaeologists discovered carvings that may be the oldest symbolic art ever found. But they weren't made by modern humans. They were created by Homo naledi, a human relative with a brain only about 1/3 the size of ours. Somehow they carved abstract patterns, lines, crosses, even what might be early animal figures, near what appears to be a burial site. This is real symbolic art, and honestly, it challenges the idea that bigger brains always mean more advanced thinking. As archaeologist Lee Berger put it, this could change how we understand human evolution. In 2022, researchers used three-dimensional scanning to uncover massive carvings inside a cave in northern Alabama. These designs had never been seen before because they're only visible through three-dimensional imaging. Some stretch over 7 feet long and were carved into low ceilings, meaning the artists had to lie on their backs in the dark to create them. The carvings include snakes, human-like figures, and strange symbols over 1,000 years old, possibly made by the Mississippian culture. Nothing like this has been found in their other art. And the fact that these were hidden and hard to reach suggests they were deeply significant, maybe symbolic, ceremonial, or even messages for the future. In Italy, over 140,000 ancient rock carvings fill the Valcamonica Valley, one of the largest prehistoric rock art collections in Europe. Most show typical scenes of daily life, animals and rituals, but two figures stand out. They have bulky bodies, tight suits, round helmets, and even what look like antennae. Some say they look just like astronauts. Ancient alien theorists believe they could be depictions of early human contact with space travelers, or maybe even visitors from the future. Of course, they could also be stylized gods or warriors. The problem is there's no writing to explain any of it, so no one knows for sure. In the vast expanse of Argentina's Talampaya National Park, we find ancient carvings etched into rock walls, dating back 2,000 to 3,000 years. Now, some of these show familiar animals, but others, they're a bit harder to explain. One particularly intriguing carving depicts large round heads with no facial features, almost resembling helmets, and there are no signs of tools, weapons, or even clothing. Naturally, this stirs up alien theories once more. Perhaps these were beings that early humans saw, but just couldn't quite comprehend. Over in Egypt in the year 2023, archaeologists unearthed a peculiar rock carving near the Karga oasis just west of Luxor. At first glance it appears to be spiders or insects caught in webs, a notion supported by the well-regarded Egyptologist Salama Ikram. But you know, another researcher, Dr. Derek Cunningham, has a different take. He thinks it might actually be ancient astronomy. He proposes that the patterns align with angles related to lunar cycles. Others, however, speculate that these designs could represent constellations or perhaps even an early star map. Across the European continent, symbols like dots, slashes, crosses and Y-shapes have been discovered near animal drawings in caves. For the longest time, folks assumed these were just meaningless marks, but a study in 2023 suggested otherwise. These symbols might actually be the oldest form of writing, used to track time and animal migration based on the lunar calendar. Now, that's quite a cognitive leap for Ice Age humans, showing they may have been organizing knowledge in ways we never even imagined. In a Russian cave, Bronze Age carvings appear to show a large object falling from the sky and breaking apart, possibly the oldest eyewitness account of a meteor crash. Researchers have even matched the carving's direction to real nearby impact sites. In Australia's remote Kimberley region, ancient rock art shows beings called Wandjina, drawn with glowing white faces, no mouths, and huge black eyes, sometimes surrounded by halos. To Aboriginal Australians, these are powerful ancestral spirits who brought law and culture. But their alien-like appearance has sparked debate. Were they gods or something else entirely? In India's Basta region, 10,000-year-old cave paintings show figures with antennae and disc-shaped flying objects with landing legs. Locals have legends of tiny beings called Roala who came from the sky in flying machines and abducted villagers. Sound familiar? In France's famous Lascaux cave, alongside detailed animal art, there are dots and abstract symbols. Some believe these were early star maps or lunar calendars, suggesting a surprising level of astronomical knowledge. Nearby in Chauvet Cave, which is dated to 33,000 years ago, similar dots may represent moon phases, hinting that our ancestors were tracking the sky and creating the earliest calendars. In Guanyindong Cave, China, researchers found evidence of the Levallois technique, an advanced method for shaping stone tools, dating back 170,000 to 80,000 years. Instead of just smashing rocks, they prepared stone cores to produce flakes of specific shapes. This shows planning, precision, and an ability to replicate tools consistently. In Hohlefels Cave, Germany, archaeologists discovered a tiny Venus figure carved from mammoth ivory, thought to symbolize fertility. They also found flutes made from bird bones and mammoth tusks that can still play music. Creating them took real skill and sharp tools. In Colorado, there's the incredible Sun Temple built by the ancestral Pueblans. It features precise geometry like the 3-4-5 triangle and golden rectangles. Some parts align with the sun during the summer solstice, suggesting they tracked the sun's movement for farming and rituals. Pretty mind-blowing, right? In South Africa's Blombos Cave, archaeologists found chunks of red ochre carefully etched with patterns, some over 75,000 years old. These weren't animals or people, just abstract symbols. That's important. It means they were thinking in terms of symbols, not just drawing what they saw. It's like a whole new level of cognitive ability. In Spain's Altamira Cave, stunning animal paintings from around 36,000 years ago use shading and the natural curves of the cave to create incredibly lifelike images. Alongside them are dots, symbols and handprints, possibly used to track lunar cycles. Early science blended with art. Amazing, right? In Algeria, the Tassili Nadja Plateau holds over 70,000 square kilometers of rock art. Most show daily life, but some figures really stand out, faceless beings with long limbs and round heads. Some even seem to float or hover. One is called the Great Martian God, Were they deities or something seen in the sky? And then there's the legend of the mysterious dropper stones. In 1937, a Chinese expedition found small skeletons with large heads and fragile bodies buried in the mountains near Tibet. Next to them were hundreds of round stone discs with spiral grooves full of tiny carvings. A man named Tsumum Nui supposedly translated them and claimed they told the story of a spacecraft crash 12,000 years ago. The beings, called the Dropper, came from another star system and got stranded on Earth. No museum has ever shown the stones, and eventually they disappeared. But the story keeps resurfacing. In Bolivia, there's a giant flat stone platform called Sapa. It honestly looks like a landing pad, with weird grooves and shapes carved into it. Some say it was ceremonial. Others, they think it might have been something way more advanced. In Malta, an ancient underground temple called the Hypogeum has a room known as the Oracle Chamber. When deep male voices speak in there, the entire room vibrates at 110 Hz, a frequency linked to altered states of consciousness. Some believe the chamber was designed specifically for spiritual communication. And finally there's Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, over 11,000 years old, built before the wheel or agriculture. Massive T-shaped stone pillars are covered in animal carvings and strange symbols. The precision and even the alignment with the stars all point to a deep understanding of astronomy long before we thought it existed. Finally, I just want to thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this journey, please consider following the channel and checking out future videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like,